What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in and watching and listening to my rants and rambles. I appreciate your appreciation of my videos. And in this video, we're going to talk about the most abused drug on this planet. My mission on this channel, well, not my mission, part of my mission on this channel is to redefine what drugs are, redefine the definition, and bring into your awareness that your definition of drug is simply what you have been taught by other people, by the government. You know, so a lot of times we think of drugs, if it's illegal, then it's a drug, right? That's how we think. We don't think of alcohol as a drug. But I don't want to talk about any of these things right now. I know you guys know I'm an advocate for legalization of psychedelics and proper use of them to help the world. Not here to talk about that, not here to talk about alcohol neither. I'm here to talk about the most abused drug in the world. I'm here to talk about food. I'm here to talk about food. Now, I can see the argument right away of someone saying, well, you know, a drug should only be a drug if it's psychoactive, meaning it has certain effects on your brain and certain effects on your mind and certain effect on your state of consciousness. Well. Food affects your state of consciousness, and food is psychoactive. It does alter your mind. It does alter your brain chemistry. When you're eating junk food all the time, your serotonin levels go down. Tell me that's not psychoactive. That's psychoactive and a half. When you're eating junk food, your serotonin, more than 90% of it is produced in your gut. You're compromising the production of serotonin, causing an imbalance in your brain, causing you to feel depressed, causing you to feel negative, causing you to feel inadequate, causing you to feel bad feelings, causing you to look at the world from different lenses. So how is that not psychoactive? You see what I'm saying? You see, when you think about it more, like, just take a step back and say, okay, let me redefine, because we get all our definitions from the world around us, right? Let me redefine here. Food is a drug. It changes your state of consciousness, and it can induce psychoactive effects. You see, psychoactive is just simply, so marijuana, THC receptors, psilocybin mushrooms, causes psychoactive, something, serotonin receptors, right? Something's going on here. Well, if the serotonin levels are imbalanced because of your shitty food that you're eating, that's a psychoactive effect. It's a psychoactive effect. Now, you tell me, after eating like a big giant meal, how do you feel? Food coma, right? That's what they call it, food coma. You legit feel like you're in a fucking coma. You have to sit down and lay back on your stomach, on your back, and close your eyes. Okay, well, isn't that a drug? Isn't that a drug? I mean, there you got, that's a drug right there. Boom, your body, your mind, it's just different consciousness. You're knocked out. You're in a food coma. You're just there, like, can barely think. That's a drug. So, the sugar. Now you tell me sugar is not a drug? You tell me sugar is not psychoactive? The sugar rush causes an increase in dopamine, which is a psychoactive effect. You know what else causes an increase in dopamine? Cocaine. Now, cocaine acts, it increases dopamine like crazy, more than, say, a candy bar, right? Cocaine is psychoactive, isn't it? I mean, it has different. It also works on your adrenals, adrenaline, right? But when you eat a candy bar, you're working on your dopamine receptors. How is that not a drug? How is that not a drug? Doesn't make sense. So, as opposed to, You guys know I had to bring it up here, right? A mushroom. A mushroom. A mushroom. Now you tell me that's a drug? You tell me this is a drug, but then a candy bar is not a drug? One grows on its own, the other is manufactured in a factory. The one that grows on its own is a drug, and it's illegal. And in the United States, it's Schedule 1. And in many places in the world, Schedule 1, which means most dangerous. And then you tell me this is not a drug. Or you don't think of it as that anyway. Nobody ever thinks of a candy bar as a drug. Nobody thinks of sugar as a drug. Where is the fucking logic? Where is the logic? Where is the logic? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Our idea of a drug doesn't make sense. Because everything is a drug. Everything is a drug. Meditation is a drug. Meditation also has psychoactive effects on your brain. Very similar to that of LSD, by the way. For people who, they took Buddhist monks who have been meditating, for so many years, and they're heavy meditators, and they scanned their brains, and they scanned the brains of people on LSD and psilocybin, and they found that they're almost identical connections in the brain, right? It has psychoactive effects on your brain. So everything's a drug by default. By this logic, right? Meditation is a drug, sex is a drug, cocaine is a drug, psilocybin mushrooms are a drug, candy bar is a drug, sugar is a drug, alcohol is a drug. All of these are drugs. So then we're drugs because this is inside of us is drugs. So to go back here, always off tangents, right? To go back here, the most abused drug in the world is food. Look at obesity rates. Look at depression, which a lot of it is caused by the food we eat. Look at diabetes. Look at heart disease. Look at lung disease. Look at all these chronic illnesses that we have. And you will see that food is the primary, maybe not for lungs, maybe smoking is. But you'll see, heart condition, I think, is the number one thing in hospitals. Number one thing. Is the thing we spend most of our, like a big giant, or a big portion of our healthcare costs on. Our healthcare budget is heart disease. Most of this heart disease is caused primarily, well, I don't want to say primarily because I don't know, but majorly caused by the food we eat. So then, people are drugged. Sugar is addictive, man. Sugar is addictive. You know how hard it is to get off sugar? Once you're hooked to sugar, you're fucking hooked, physically speaking. Your body's hooked, man. You're hooked, man. You're hooked. You're as good as somebody who's hooked on like heroin. Maybe not. Maybe heroin is worse. But you talk to someone who's been addicted to sugar and is obese and try to get them off sugar, yeah, good fucking luck. If it was easy, then people would do it. Good fucking luck. Really, like, you're hooked, man. You're hooked on some of that good fucking, chunky bar. I love chunky bars. The chunky bar, the donuts, those delicious donuts and croissants. And, this pasta, man. Pasta's so good. You're addicted to the sugar molecule. You're addicted to it. Your body is physically, psychologically, you want the dopamine. Physically, you're addicted to it. When you don't have it, you start to crave for it. Your body starts to tell you, that sugar, I need that sugar right now. I need that sugar. And it is the most abused drug, but it's because we don't think of it as a drug. We don't label it as a drug. Then people abuse it. It's not illegal to manufacture candy bars, is it? But it's illegal to grow psilocybin mushrooms and marijuana in many parts of the world. It is illegal to grow plants because we sort of established that they're drugs. But it's not illegal for a company to manufacture these delicious, just mouth-watering candy bars and cakes and all this sugary food. Now, here's another thing to add to this. A lot of these foods have additives in them. These additives are addictive physically. These additives are contributing to the sugar effect, to making you want more of it. So it's not just a sugar drug. There's other drugs in there. Additives, they add them. The companies add them because they know you're gonna get addicted to them and you're gonna want to buy their product more and more. But those are legal drugs. They're perfectly legal. You can go get them anywhere you want. You can be a little kid too, and you can get those drugs. Not a problem. We don't look at it as a drug. We don't look at it as a problem. Nobody's going out there holding banners to illegal or make candy bars illegal. People would go fucking nuts. In the meantime, marijuana's had to go through all this fucking hoops, and it's still, like, in most of the world not legal. It's still in the process, you know. It's still got some ways to go. And then a mushroom that grows in the wilderness on its own, you can go pick it out, is illegal to grow. It's illegal to sell. It's illegal because the government, the authority, deemed it to be dangerous. Now, studies have shown that actually, like, psilocybin mushrooms are like the least harmful drug, believe it or not, okay? But, you know, you might say, but some people, it triggers schizophrenia, man, it does this, it does that. First of all, we misunderstand what schizophrenia is because we don't even know who we are. We're not connected to our spirit. We're not connected to our source energy. But that's for another topic. Look at how many people are suffering because of the sugar addiction. Look at how many chronic illnesses, chronic pain, chronic depression and anxiety because of the sugar drug and the other drugs that are in the food that we eat. Are you making the food illegal? No. So then even if something like a mushroom or a marijuana leaf is going to cost something in someone, so what? You're free to do whatever you want. You're free to eat as much candy as you want. You're free to eat as much sugar as you want. This is the freedom of choice. You gotta do whatever the fuck you wanna do. Do whatever the fuck you wanna do. You know, just do whatever you want. So anyway, man, I don't want to go on too much on a rant here. I just think food is the most abused drug in the world, and yet it's illegal. It's perfectly legal and it's okay. I'm not calling here for stopping it. I think you should do whatever you want. All I'm saying is I'm trying to provide contrast here, or trying to redefine the idea of a drug to begin with, and provide contrast. See that, okay, if this food, all kinds of food drugs are legal, then anything that grows out and people want to consume it should be legal too, right? I mean, it's food, and it's food, right? You know, it's food, you know. So a lot of this is manufactured, but it's legal. This is growing, it's natural. I choose to consume it if I want to. It should be legal too, right? But yeah, it just goes to show you how fucked society is, how fucked our idea is of drugs, and how we are so blind, and we just blindly follow authorities. We blindly follow whatever authorities tell us to do. Like, we don't trust ourselves. We have no self-esteem. We don't trust our subjective experience. We don't trust our own analysis of nature and of the world. We take our truth from someone else. It goes to show you, we take our truth. So here in, you know, the Western world, the government is God. The government is the authority. The banks are the authority, so we listen to them. The government, oh, here we go. Here's the tax money, first of all, so you can go and fucking drop drones on innocent people, and yeah, we'll just, you know what, we'll listen to you. So all right, as you say, mushrooms illegal, okay, we will fight war on drugs. Marijuana illegal, okay, God, what else? Here, come, I want to kiss your feet, because, I mean, you give me everything, and here's my tax money, and yes, go fight these fucking people, and go drop these drones on these people that want to hurt us. Yeah, you gotta question authority. You gotta redefine. You must, like Yoda says, you must unlearn what you have learned. And I'm seeing that life, for someone who wants to improve themselves, is not a process of learning. It's a process of unlearning and questioning everything that you have learned. And redefining reality and sort of realizing you don't have to inhabit that consensus reality that everyone else does, right? Anyway, end of rant here. God bless you all, guys. I love every single one of you. You're all amazing, wonderful beings. But as always, don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.